go.
Hello, everybody. This is not your normal broadcast, but yeah, this is.
Do not adjust your
James,
TV.
Yeah, do not adjust your TVs. This is James Churchmorley here with we've got Benjamin, the owner and proprietor of Greg Games.
This is me.
He's been commentating all day
All day.
on the Greg Games Harry Raya
Puya.
which I've almost certainly pronounced incorrectly. That tournament has reached its apex.
Yes.
And before we move into modern for our weekly, Grey Games Road to the Invitationals, we're gonna take a detour to Magic's second oldest format,
Right.
and see some powerful cards being cast.
Mhm.
So we've got the finals. We've got Conrad Dungan on the left,
Right.
and I believe he's playing Eldrazi Post.
Yep.
That's Kelvin Hoon playing the recently innovated Death Shadow. I guess it's Demir Death Shadow in Legacy.
Right.
On the right. So we've got Conrad on the left with Eldrazi Post. Can you just give us a quick overview of what the deck is
So-
actually doing for those not new to Legacy?
For the post portion of the thing, well, Eldrazi we all know, right?
Yeah.
Thought Not Seers. No reality smashers. There's actually an Ulamog which you see in his hand right now. But the post portion refers to, of course, the cloud post set of things, right? The lands that make more mana based on the number of locusts that are in play. Locusts without a T. Locus, Loci, that's the name of my neighbor.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's like Mick's brother or something. But yeah, so it makes a whole bunch of mana, and you can see in his hand he's got like a good monolith. So there's also like artifact mana. Try and get him up there. So it is kind of like, in broad strokes, the legacy version of Tron.
Okay, so it's just making the basic plan is make lots and lots of mana and then cast disgusting things that your opponent can't deal with.
Right.
And what we see there is we see
City of Traders. Yeah.
City of Traders is an interesting land, right? It's tap 2, add 2 colors to your mana pool.
Yeah.
But if another land comes into play,
Yeah, if you
have to
play another land.
Oh, you have to sacrifice.
Yeah, you have
So
to
it's like no, you can have 2 mana, but if you
For now.
if you cheat on me,
Yeah.
if you cheat on me,
I'm taking it back.
Yeah, we're taking
Yeah.
it back. Yeah. I believe that he's cast
He's got a Grim Monolith.
it's a Grim
Yeah,
Monolith. So
which
Grim
is
Monolith-
shining at us right now.
So Grim Monolith it says tap, add 3 colorless mana to your mana pool, right? And you can pay 4 to untap it.
Right.
So Grim Monolith by itself is actually like a net negative in mana.
Yeah. Well, it's a net positive when you play it,
Yeah.
but in terms of the investment, it's a net negative.
Yeah. So you're reliant on being able to untap and tap it to make more
Sure.
mana.
Or if you just want the one extra mana.
Oh, if you just want the one shot hit.
Yeah.
And then we see Kelvin. So the Death Shadow deck, people may potentially be a bit more familiar with because
Mhm.
it's quite popular in modern, right? You make your life total really low.
Mhm.
You play Death Shadow for 1 black. It has -X, -X, where it takes your life total to 13.
Mhm.
You do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Street Wraiths. In modern, we see Team of Battle Rage,
Right.
which is the hot combo, or it used to be. But you get stuff like Stub and Denial, which is 1 blue counter target.
Stubby D.
Yeah, Stubby D.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like an
That's-
Australian beer.
That's
but
the a beer holder.
yeah, a beer holder.
Yeah. Because the stubby is the can.
Yeah. But in Legacy, right, these he gets access to crazy cards, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Plus turn 1 Ponder. Ponder is look at the top 3 cards of your library,
Yeah.
back any order,
Mhm.
make shuffle your library, then you draw a card.
Mhm.
Insane card selection, too good for modern.
Too good for modern.
And
Deemed too good.
Deemed too good, definitely too good. And then he's going to have brainstorms as well, I think, in there. Stuff that you only see on Jason Mind Sculptor's 0 ability.
Yeah.
Draw 3, put the top to back.
So he played a tempo after tapping the City of Traders for
Yeah.
4 mana. He played a Thought Knot and prompted a force from Kelvin.
Yeah,
Kelvin I think thought for a while about dazing it just to tap the Grim Monolith.
yeah. So
Just as a way to kind of, trade my days for your Grim Monolith for now.
yeah,
But I think Kelvin declined and instead is trying to look for a threat now,
okay.
which is how this deck wins, right?
Yeah, it looks for, presumably they
It-
look for...
It disrupts you for a bit.
Yeah, and Day's a really interesting magic card, right? Something that they don't make anymore.
Yeah,
1
yeah.
blue, counter target spell, unless its controller pays 1.
1 blue, 1 colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're just like, well, that's...
But you can return an island. It's just
Exactly, you return an island, but... Yeah, it's just, but at the end, in later stages of the game, I've got like, I need 2 to 3 underground seas, volcanic islands,
Yeah.
tropical islands. I don't care, I'm just going to brainstorm these away.
Yeah.
Back into,
For sure.
Really effective counterspell.
Or in the Death Shadow deck, bounce my Water Grave, pay
Oh,
another 2 life.
Yeah. So a lot of combos going on.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to see a fatal.
No, it's gonna reanimate a thought not seer, which is awesome because this is a threat that the deck can play because it has Street Wraith,
Yeah.
right? It's never completely blank because you can cycle.
So I heard an interesting story. One of the Channel Fireball guys, in the Pro Tour coverage said, "Oh, we play Reanimate in this deck. No one really expects it." So one of his opponents in Legacy went turn 1,
And
discard
two.
Gristle, yeah, no, he said two Gristlebrand, and they went turn 1,
Reanimate.
Reanimate comes to the guy apparently instantly scooped. He's like, what is this like after Death Shadow deck? But it's like this is another, Mick and I talk about this for Modern. This is like another axis.
Yeah.
Deck attacks. It's like I've got plan A, Death Shadow, but if you're going to put bigger creatures that I can't deal with, I'll take those.
Yeah.
My Reanimate, 1 black. I want the life. I want the life.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like a thing for me.
For sure.
And in Modern we see that there. Yeah, it's just so.
It's interesting because you could thought seize a Tamagotchi and then reanimate it. Like
Yeah.
it's a great threat in a deck that if it's otherwise dead, like you're playing against a deck with no creatures, you can just brainstorm it away. If your opponent has Snapcasters, you can just get a free 2/1 for 2 life.
Yeah.
That's all super fun.
And you're wondering, Legacy really difficult for him, right? But Kelvin
Yeah.
counters the Thought Not Sit, knowing he has to reanimate.
Right,
Goes, well,
right.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
That's mine now.
That's my thought notes here.
I'm gonna see a card, take it out of your hand, so
Mhm.
wanting the list to go away.
Yeah.
And the Eldrazi decks tend not to have answers.
Yeah.
Right, they tend to be threat. They're
Mhm.
not going to be, I've got Fatal Purge, I've got removal.
Right.
At least in the main board.
Yeah.
And we see a Vesuva here.
We see a Vesuva here, and the best part about Thought not getting reanimated is that it turns on Stubby D.
Does.
Stubby D is live. Yeah. And you see that Conrad's top deck the Khan, but he doesn't want to play it off of the Grim Monolith, opting instead to keep it for potential Ulamog. And then this is where Kelvin has a tough choice, right? Like if his opponent top decks another Grim Monolith, he's going to let him cast that Ulamog.
Yep.
Right? Because it's 7, 2 off for the Eye of Ugin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he draws Voltaic Key, if he draws Grim Monolith, he's live. But we know that he's got Stubby D, right? So he's not worried.
So about Ulamog cast trigger.
Yeah.
Right, it's not anti-battle, so he's
It's a
taking
cast trigger.
He's going to exile 2 permanents and exiling 2 underground seeds from the
Yeah,
they need some land, right? That maybe
Yeah.
all getting rid of now. For example, we say Gurmag Angler.
Sure. Or just exiling the Thought Knots here. Oh yeah, he does top deck the Voltaic Key to give him enough to.
Yeah, so Voltaic Key is 1 for an artifact,
Yeah.
right? And it says pay 1 and tap it and
Sure.
target artifact, right? So
Mhm.
the combo is you tap Grim
Monolith.
to make 3 mana.
Yeah.
And
Then
you
you.
pay 1 of those to untap it.
Yeah,
and
you get
then
5.
You make 5 mana.
Yeah. If you cast it off the Monolith, it's a net 1 mana gain, right? But if you find some other ways to cast it, which is why Kelvin correctly took the Ulamog with the Thoughtseize, and not if he had top decked that key and that Ulamog was in his hand, this game would just be completely different.
Yeah.
Right, but right now at least it's just Khan that he's facing down, at least. A small Khan.
So it's interesting, right? A lot of the cards on the battlefield have been made very recently.
Right.
So Grim Monolith, right? Voltaic Key, obviously a bit older. Grim Monolith, like Urza's Block.
Yeah,
I was
Urza's-
playing it when I first played Magic.
Right,
You
Urza's
have
Legacy.
Have the gold border.
Yeah,
cards in
yeah,
the
yeah.
championship decks. But Khan, like Dominaria.
Yeah.
Seer, Oath of the Gatewatch.
Yeah.
Angler a little bit further back, but that's
Fate
exactly
Reforged,
what it
yeah.
is.
Yeah. What do you make of him going up with the Khan instead of making an artifact creature to kind of?
So the artifact creature, presumably, you go down with the Khan, and then it dies anyway because the artifact blocks 1, right?
Yeah, well, the artifact, the Khan's gonna die if Kelvin commits to it, right? But with Kelvin at 10, having that artifact creature presents a different kind of excess, right? Yeah. And you're always gonna get the worst card off of Khan, right? Because of the way.
But you're still getting the card.
Yeah, but that card turned out just to be a land. When most of the time, that's what happens, right? So I'm just curious. Maybe you make the 3/3, and you tell Kelvin, well, if I draw more artifacts. And now he has mana. He's Eye of Ugin mana. So if he can just survive for another turn, right? With the Death Shadow in play, that's a bit of a tall order. Yeah. So that's a Thought Knots here. That's not too bad.
So Kelvin's thinking about countering it.
Yeah. What does he have? He's gonna shock. He's not gonna shock. He's gonna get his. Oh, is he gonna shock? He is gonna shock. Yeah. Yeah. So you can outsize the Thought Knots here and present two lethal threats.
Interesting that he does this now though, rather than he could do if his play is just outside.
No, I think the card is it's either Brainstorm or push for the Revolt.
Okay, yeah.
So Kelvin's gonna get the trigger, for the Leaf's playability, and then Conrad's gonna be able to pick. the exact same card out of his hand. So Calvin's hoping he draws like a land,
Yep.
probably, because it's the best case scenario, like a wasteland. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Well, that's
bad.
not a wasteland, but island will do.
Yep.
And he's gonna get hit for, wow.
A lot, so it's 4, 8. That's
He's gonna hit
13.
for 15 this turn.
15,
Yeah,
15,
yeah. But he can, at the end of his turn, activate. Can he activate?
What you?
He can activate Eye of Ugin. Right?
He can do, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna make 6, 7 activate Eye of Ugin.
So go get an Eldorado.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's look at it next turn. He's gonna untap that. He's got 10.
So that's Ulamog.
Yeah, that's Ulamog mana.
But then he has to. Yeah, he's going to get that exile, presumably 2 of the threats.
Yeah.
So thought not see.
Yeah.
Thought not see. Presumably don't want to let Kelvin.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You want to draw a card, maybe.
You want to draw a card
And
off
then
that.
Death Shadow as well, because the
Yeah.
matches up so well against
The Gurma Angler.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if he gets dazed here,
Oh,
that is the worst feeling.
oh.
Oh, he's drawn all his dust. Is he gonna go for the all his dust? He needs to go for the Ulamog, right? Because if not, if he
All
gets
of Dust.
stubby deed, he's just
Well, all of Dust also leaves the Thought Knots in the battlefield.
yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Uh,
Thornosius gone. Yeah, he messed up. He
Yeah,
played
so-
the
so
all.
Kel- So Kelvin, he goes, oh, I forgot it was colourless permanent. Yeah, he goes, oh no.
Oh.
And and he goes, that's it, yeah. So we didn't get a look at the
Yeah.
town. We didn't know if it was a cancel. Like, so,
Yeah, yeah.
So Force of Will, useless there. Can't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
If he had a daze,
it's those days.
if it was daze versus Stubborn Denial,
Yeah,
right? Like it's the devil's kind of like rock in a hard place.
yeah.
I think in that situation, there's no case for playing the All's Dust because he's dead if he plays the All's Dust, so he has to play the Ulamog anyway.
Yeah,
And the Ulamog's a cast trigger,
yeah. So, it doesn't matter.
so
you
it doesn't matter if the body doesn't stay around because you're dead anyway to that one random
So,
guy
yeah,
just getting across the finish line.
yeah.
But yeah, Conrad missing the onboard, so he's gonna board in ratchet bombs. He's gonna board in ensnaring bridges,
Yep.
a full set of ensnaring bridges, which
Wow.
is gonna be hard for Kelvin to beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very hard.
So I think if Kelvin knows what's going on, he needs to bring in his own ratchet bombs,
Yep.
or strip it out of his opponent's hand.
Yeah, Ratchet Bomb, interesting. Doesn't see much play in Modern, right? So I tend
Yeah.
to think of cards that they go back in the formats, right? So
Sure.
Ratchet Bomb saw play in Standard, with
Right.
Scars of Mirrodin block, like does a lot, it was a good answer to some of the cards there. And then doesn't really see much play in Modern.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Legacy, it sees home in some of these like artifacts
Right.
decks because they don't have access to the colored mana, right?
Right.
Like this
They can't play explosives.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
deck Comrade is playing is purely brown tribal.
Yeah.
As it used to be affectionately.
Yeah, mono brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some of the cards are colorless, but yeah, it's 2018. You can't
Yeah.
you can't call a card by its color anymore.
No.
Yeah, I think they call COC cards of color.
Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah, it's not
Okay.
black cards or white cards anymore.
Okay. I didn't see that on the broadcast.
Oh yeah, on the
sheet.
on the
Yeah.
official list of
Yeah.
pronouns you can call people. Attack helicopter is probably a brown card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kelvin obviously has. Yeah. So the list is fairly new. I'm interested to know what he's bringing into this match. Just Ratchet. Do you think Ratchet Bomb?
I think ratchet bombs. I think there's an argument for Throne of Geth.
Okay.
Uh,
to proliferate.
the proliferate.
Tech.
So the key about Throne of Geth is that it not only does it like screw a chalice on one, it makes it a chalice on two,
Yeah.
which is great against a deck that has twos in it,
Yeah.
like Conrad's deck. Conrad's deck is less too heavy. I say that and I'm thinking all these poo jokes.
Yeah.
But if you can even proliferate it to 3, then he can lock Conrad out of his own ensnaring bridges.
Yeah, and it looked like Comrade as well had sorcerous spyglasses.
Right,
to
right.
bring in. So that's obviously red some new cards. So it's like 2 when you can look at their hand, and then you can
Yeah.
play non-land,
For sure.
and then they can't cast it. So yeah, that's interesting. Spicy tech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From the Channel Fireball
So
guys.
it's like, oh, this is a card.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
like sacrifice itself to proliferate. Really.
Yeah, I don't think Kelvin has to change too much. He needs to stick to his plan of just disrupting his opponent's hand, picking up the key pieces, and playing a quick threat. And just slapping him about, before
Yeah.
he can get.
Yeah. I mean,
Too much
in
going.
Death Shadow can get bigger than in the mod.
Yeah, in theory, it's a very.
True life.
Yeah. It feels like a very risky situation to be in, though,
Especially
because.
with walking ballistas. Like,
Yeah, and a 10-10 on the other side of the table.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
looks like
it's-
there was a Kozilek.
yeah, he has a Kozilek. He has got like.
Sideboard.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why Conrad whether or not Conrad's thinking about bringing in the ley lines.
Okay.
Yeah, because the ley lines do keep Gamak Angler in check.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
do. Um,
I guess he's a
quite niche though, right?
yeah. He's also afraid of it being stuck in his hand when he's got a bridge in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's definitely a concern.
That is the tension, right? So I've been talking to people about Leyline and Modern,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, like 4 Leyline for the Vengevine deck or whatever. It's like, well, what happens if you draw one, right? Like,
Yeah.
So a lot of the decks can get around that by Faithless Looting, you're like,
Right.
I don't care. But there is a real tension, and
I watched a game that you guys were casting. Probably maybe not you, but it was the PPDQ, and someone had ley lines against the Ponza deck.
yes.
And I was like,
it's like, what's going on?
so
What are you hoping for?
I don't play as much modern as you guys do, right? Or you cast as much modern. So I went to look at every single card at every in like the last 5 Ponza lists that finished anyway. I couldn't find anything that dealt direct damage. I'm like, is this just an enchantment that comes into play for free and gets +1/+1 because of ethereal armor? And surely his opponent has to have
But like,
better cards than
yeah,
that.
so the Boggles deck actually, there's a GP a couple of months ago where there were 2 Boggles players in the top 8 and they both ran Leyline
Main.
in the main board.
Sure, of
Because,
course.
ethereal armor tech, but also like hoses
A load of Lianas.
-2, right?
Sure.
Player. Well, you're not
But-
targeting me.
But not Ponza, right?
No, not Ponza.
Like-
so we speculated, right, that he had like so many cards he needed to
Take
like,
out?
take out that he needed
What
to
cards
lose
did he need to
himself,
take
or I
out?
don't know, or, like, he doesn't
Like
have
the
any-
deck is just dudes and
but there's the
pants.
cards he wants to sideboard.
it's just men and the clothes they wear.
So I mean, the ethereal armor thing comes up, right? It is
Yeah.
huge, but it is,
Like-
you start with 3 of them, you're like, all my ethereal armors are gonna be good.
But I have no
Yeah,
creatures.
they go like Leyline, you're like, okay, you're stuck with 4 card hand.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Well, I'm never gonna target you, but
Yeah, ever. So just before they shuffle up game 2, who do you like in this matchup between like the Eldrazi deck and the Greek Sister deck?
I actually think Conrad is a great matchup.
In Conrad's Greek
Yeah,
matchup?
I think he misplayed that game a little bit, and I think Kelvin, got a little bit lucky to find the right cards. You see here, Kelvin's hand is very well suited to pick apart exactly what's going on in Conrad's hand. But Conrad just has so many threats, right? Look at Conrad. Yeah,
Gonna see.
yeah. Look, like Kelvin has to take this chalice, right? The chalice he's gonna show.
So it looks like a
But
chalice, yeah, and then there's like
Conrad's-
chalice and there's the
yeah,
other cards that you won't be
Conrad's
taking.
also got bridges
Yeah.
that he can almost immediately play because he can dump his hand off the Grim Monoliths and
Yeah.
invest mana turn after turn to untap them. But I'm not sure if Conrad draws badly from here. Kelvin's got a shot, right? He's gonna be able to take that chalice and force the bridge,
Yeah.
right? And then his Delver is gonna go coast to coast, right? But he's got Warping Wheel, which Kelvin doesn't know about. So this is gonna be. Is this chalice? Is this bridge? It's
Looks another Grim Monolith.
It's
Or
Grim-
just shading the monoliths
This is
there.
such a weird choice of things to be doing.
What are you thinking about instead here?
I mean, if you wanted to play the bridge this turn, why don't you just play the bridge off one monolith? Don't play the second monolith,
Okay.
right? Because you're not worried about days because you have the Glimmer Post open. And so playing 2 monoliths and tapping them for extra mana and then leaving them tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have the mana available like later if you need to churn out.
Yeah.
cards.
What if you draw Thought Not Seer the next turn? Or what if you draw, sorry, not Thought Not Seer, but like, all this dust.
Yeah.
Or like a Worm Coil you sided in.
Well, the end result of that transaction was that you tapped your Grim Monoliths and it got.
Yeah. So you look at Kelvin. Kelvin's actually pondered into three Force of Wills, and which is really good in this matchup because the way Conrad's deck is set up, he basically trades 2 cards for one of his threats. He needs to spend a Grim Monolith to put something into play. And if Kelvin just stays the course and plays 1 threat and just forces each of Conrad's threats, then it turns out to be very good for him. But he doesn't have a land. So he's banking on this. He's going to play this chalice for 1/1, and he's going to be able to force pitching, I presume, the Preordain?
Good job that he did.
Yeah,
to triple.
yeah. He's going to pitch this Delver, actually. Because I think he has a 3rd Delver. Oh, he's going to cast the Preordain. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
And he knows the card.
so you can see Warping Whale.
Yeah, Warping Wheel's going to get his Delver. He knows the next card is Force of Will on top of his deck.
Force of Will gives you a lot of card disadvantage.
Yeah, over time.
That's the problem, is that you're trading your 2 cards.
Yeah.
Even though it's quote unquote. Oh, wow.
I think they're about even right now, given the fact that Conrad's committed 2 Grims that don't do anything, and that's a con, and that's the
He's
fourth
like
force,
force to force.
and he's gonna draw Gurmak Angler now. Oh, he's got Death Shadow.
So
A
it's
1/1.
2/2. Oh, 1/1. Sorry.
Yeah, 1/1 Death Shadow. But you see the problem with Conrad's deck, the way he's played it. Like, oh, this is good.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, if he gets a fetch land. No, this is Angler. I think he's got Angler. He's got Wasteland. Oh no, Stelva.
So fairly quick clock there.
Yeah. It won't be too long. And I feel like Conrad needed to have sided out some amount of Grim Monolith because Grim isn't that important, right? Like, you're on the play, I understand. Yeah, you definitely want Grims. And you don't want Voltaic Key because of Charlton 1.
So just gonna see a wasteland there.
A Wasteland there and getting in for 4. Oh, what is this?
Oh, it's an Ulamog. Oh wow. No more force of wills for that one.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is bad. But at least he's got his land.
He does.
Yeah, he chose to hit the 2
And no
threats.
stubborn denial because it's a.
Yeah, it's got. He can hit days though.
He can hit, yeah.
Yeah, so he hits days. That's not too bad.
No, but they're going away.
They're going away. They're going away.
Wow.
And Kelvin's at 10.
Wow, it's just haymaker, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
haymaker.
Wow.
I think the draw was Gurmag there.
The draw. Yeah. Well, the draw for Conrad was the land to cast the Ulamog that was in his hand.
It's just haymaker. It's just
Yeah.
like you do something crazy. Well, I'm gonna do something even more crazy. Like, I'm just gonna cast,
Yeah, but
3 lands.
you know, he had to draw. It had to be Ulamog, right? Yeah. And it had to be Ulamog. Yeah, it was just an insane series of draws, I think, for him to get.
The quad force draw from Kelvin.
Yeah.
Right? You know, just
He kept that because he thought correctly that if his Delver survived, he would be able to flip it off the force. But he didn't count his opponent on having two warping whales.
They never see the second one coming.
Yeah.
They rarely see the first one coming. They
Yeah.
definitely never see the second one coming.
It seems like a weird card to still have in this matchup, but you know, it works. It worked here.
So no sideboarding.
No changes, I think. But Kelvin now aware of the ensnaring bridges and aware of how yeah, it's an interesting game. Like, you know, what would have happened if Conrad had just played the bridge and they all got stuck staring at each other? He's not gonna get to 10 cards in hand. To get
I mean, what do you do if you come back? Would you eventually exile your own bridge with
with a Ulamog, maybe, yeah, maybe you.
because how else do you win, right? How
Yeah,
else are you winning? You have to win. You can't just not lose.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to win.
It
It
has
does have walking
it has
ballista,
ballistas.
So you find
You find a giant walking ballista.
just hope to draw a card and then be like, well, you know.
Yeah, here we go. So, game 3 for all the marbles.
What's the first prize?
It's a bunch of store credit. I actually don't know when I started this event. I didn't look at the prize payout. We're just happy we have 24 players for
That's a lot of
Legacy.
people.
Yeah, on a public holiday with a modern event competing at another store.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we're very happy that we're very, 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 you know, proud of all the people who've come out here and very honored to be their choice on this rainy Hari Raya
Awful day today.
awful day.
Bloody
Bloody
Singapore.
Singapore.
That's how I describe it. Very wet. So ancient too.
Ancient too. Does he have a chalice on one? No, he doesn't. That's interesting. So Conrad's kept a somewhat anemic hand, right? Like
just
nothing,
lands, right, and not big.
nothing too crazy on turn 1.
There's a card.
Kelvin's gonna play a brainstorm, I suspect, on this turn, just because he wants to get more cards into his graveyard for Gurmak Angler.
So this could be the quick like a quick threat and then.
Yeah, quick threat and just protect my guy. Yeah, I think that's what he's going for, and I think he's got a good shot of finding it if he finds another. I think it's another Street Raid.
Okay.
But he also has Him to Torak and a Wasteland, so he could play it differently, and I think he can push one of the dazers. I think keeping 2 of the dazers is a little greedy, but I'm not Kelvin. I didn't, play 5 rounds of Swiss and then beat my way through, 2 single limb rounds to be here.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw him play some games where he wasted his opponent out green mana, kill his opponent's Leovold and then just, play it a threat and beat him slowly to death. I saw him play a game where he reanimated his opponent's Gurmak Angler, put him at 2 life, put himself at 2 life, and beat his opponent to death.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the next game he declined to do that, and everyone's booing him. He was like, "Oh, you coward."
So I think he's going to see Blue Delta.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go Delta into. No, it feels like an Underground Sea kind of game, but I think he could be setting it up. Maybe Grave is better in this situation. Because you have the initiative, your opponent's not pressuring you. You're gonna be able to him them, right? Take 2 cards out of their hand. You have Force of Will for the next threat. There we go, him to Torak. It's been wrecking people's game plan since 1994.
We're going to see an exchange of warping where, which is
Yeah, he's dazed. Oh,
all the advantage.
yeah.
Just
3
cards in hand. Nice. I love it.
and 4.
None of this goblin lore.
Oh wow, that gets a land.
Gets the threat as well. Gets the card.
Gets the con. His hand is Sanctum of Ugin. Sorry, I Ugin. Strictly superior.
All this dust.
All this dust. Thran Dynamo, but with Eye of Ugin being the only other threat, or only other land, Kelvin's got.
Kelvin
It's all
has,
coming up Kelvin right now,
Kelvin has changed his graveyard configuration to that of the Dredge player.
right?
Where he's just like, no, they
And this is Gurmak Angler. His Gummy D, Gummy A, yeah,
Big fish.
big fish,
Big fish.
small pond.
Delph's slightly too good. That's the low.
What is that? Oh, that's off of a Urbok turning his Eye of Ugin into a swamp. And I don't think Kelvin's worried about that because Gurmak Angler 7 converted mana cost.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
despite
gonna,
it coming down for 1.
Yeah, that's not going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah. So Kelvin has the game in his sights now. He just needs to close. If he finds something like Thoughtseize here, or another wasteland would be brutal. And the best part about the Urbok is that it lets Kelvin tap his fetch lands for black mana without actually having to crack them. So he can keep cards he wants with his brainstorm, for later turns.
A two-headed sword.
Yeah,
Two-headed
yeah.
sword, so yeah.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. When it was in standard, what were they thinking? So 2 Thran Dynamos.
2 Thran Dynamos and all
You
this
take
does.
all this dust here, just go, you want the mana, you can have the mana.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that's still correct, right? Like he's playing it even more conservatively, right? Because if his opponent goes, say they're traders, then he doesn't want him to be in a position where he has to daze 1 and then fall to the next one. But yeah, I don't think it's a ratchet draw. It's a pretty ratchet draw for Conrad.
That means something in popular parlance, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
what it means.
I'm not really of the age to understand either. I think you're younger than I am, James.
No comment.
Yeah. Well, he's got his own ratchet bomb.
Yeah. You can see a ponder.
I like how the Gurmak Anglers tap for mana as well. Maybe Urbok means
All of them.
the fish
Yeah.
as well can contribute. Yeah,
Cryptolith rights.
The Song of Freyalise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everything can tap for mana.
Yeah. I think this game
It's coming to a speedy resolution.
is coming to a speedy resolution,
Yeah.
5 points at a time.
Yeah. Comrade needs something quite big.
Oh wow.
Immediate
And
answer.
this is great because he has. Yeah, well, I'm not sure it's great because he has this Death Shadow covered. So if Kelvin really wants to wait this out, he could play his own Ratchet Bomb next turn. Play his own Ratchet Bomb next turn. Take it up to 1. Take it up to 2. Force Conrad to get rid of his Ratchet Bombs and then play his Death Shadow.
Yeah.
And that's playing 3 turns ahead.
But he's decided that he's just going to go.
Yeah, which is
He's
interesting.
forcing, right? Is that what
Yeah,
he's forcing?
but there's no real reason to force.
Ugh.
Well, I don't really care about the Chalice for 1. I don't think he cares about the Chalice for 1. I think he just keeps the
attacking.
days. Yeah,
Saying okay.
yeah, it's saying okay. He's like, yep.
He's like, well, you haven't answered my 5/5 creature that's going to kill you in 2 turns, so
Yeah, and he has the Ratchet Bomb to take care of the Chalice anyway, because it's 0 on the battlefield. And this is great because he can blow away the Chalice, play Reanimate on a threat.
yeah. And Comrade says
That's the game. Wow. And because of the Urbok, even if he had like cleared the board and found a blocker, he could have reanimated Street Wraith and
Yeah.
attacked with Swamp Walk.
Yeah. The niche combos.
Yeah.
Swamp Walk.
From your
Young,
elbow.
young,
Yeah.
younger viewers would be asking, what is Swamp Walk?
What is Swamp Walk? What is banding?
Yeah, well, no one knows what banding is. That's the truth. No one knows what banding is.
Banding.
That's it.
That's what they did to Deathright Shaman and Gitaxian Probe. And
The jokes on the modern stream.
Yeah.
They're of a higher caliber. Particularly obnoxious.
We try.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, James,
No,
for
thank you, yeah.
joining in. And I'm going to go eat my dinner now.
Yeah, a well-deserved dinner. Kelvin Hoon.
Kelvin Hoon, our champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. he-
Conrad just going through the cards, saying, "This is, I tried my best."
How did this happen to me?
Hard though. 5 rounds of Legacy. I don't think I could play more than one. It's very difficult. Someone
Gave you-
playing in the shop.
Yeah, lent you a deck.
And they said, "Oh, can you just take over?" It's like playing like the blue-white control mirror match. I was like, I got no idea what's going on. And he looks like 7 times 8. He was like, I was winning. It's like, how do you know you're winning? There's nothing in the battlefield. Nothing's been going on. It's like, how do you know? Like, that's very subjective. He's like, no, I was definitely winning. I was like, oh, well, of course you are. I don't know. I just been doing some J stuff. I don't know. It's very difficult. I think the decks are so out there. Modern's much more linear.
Yeah. It's easier to tell who's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this discussion earlier about how to tell who's winning in the Miracles matchup. And that was just
in Legacy.
in Legacy.
You just flip a coin, is that what happened?
No. I think it's counterbalance, which is the biggest
Oh, I see,
biggest deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, James. I'm gonna hit to dinner.
Yeah.
You guys can take over.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Thanks, Ben.
No problem.
All right.
Keep passing my fruit.
Oh yes.
My fruit that's on the floor.
Here you go.
And my bottle of juice that I'm throwing. Thank you.
Gorilla Press. Okay. Hey, thanks, man. All right. We will be back very soon with the modern, with your regularly scheduled program. We hope you enjoyed the Legacy. It's gone. Yeah. Anyway,
Let's go back to the
anyway, yeah, we'll be back with the modern very, very soon. So don't go away. Remember, you can join us on the stream every Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Singapore time on twitch.tv/GreatWillyGames. Also check out our webpage, greatwillygames.com, as well as our Facebook page, facebook.com/GreatWillyGames. And youtube.com/GreatWillyGames, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. We'll be in GP Melbourne as well. All right. So see you guys for some modern in a bit.